Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, that man Bishop. We're here. E2G Sports Network presents First Formation One Sports Talk. Two veterans just giving y'all a lowdown, all perspective. Maybe talk here and there about what we went through, how we got down while we was in service. Bishop, what's good with you this morning, brother?
What's going on, WGO, WGO, WGO? What's going on? How's everybody living this morning, man? Hopefully, y'all doing good. What is this weekend eve, Friday eve, whatever you want to call it? You know how we do right here on First Formation Falling. Yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. It's we one day closer to the weekend. It is what it is, man. How was your Wednesday, man? How'd it go?
It was all right. I thought we were supposed to have an inspection that didn't happen. It was a melancholy day, I guess. Went out there, watched some of the kids practice um, football.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it was interesting getting into that. I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I would be out here coaching if my work didn't interfere with.
It's crazy you say that. I got a nephew. Excuse me. I got a nephew who just went to high school. His first year in high school, ninth grade. Um, he has a game today. He has a game today that I'm gonna go check out. So yeah, his first he had a scrimmage last week, or was it last weekend? I want to say. I think it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I think it was last weekend actually, or two
Mhm.
weekends ago. But anyway, yeah, he has a game today, so I'm gonna go check him out. I've been working with him a little bit here and there, and then also I got a email. Yes, was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I think it was. I think it was on Tuesday. Got an email from the officials committee or whatever, and they were saying flag football about to start up next week. I think it said on the email asking if I wanted to call some games or whatever. So I was like, "Woo!" I
So
said,
flag football is easier for you to call though, opposed to basketball, right?
So it all depends. Like, so it
You
depends on
one of those officials that run with the play, a sideline official
yeah.
that runs with
Oh
the
yeah,
play.
because
Okay.
come on, Trey, come on now. How man, how we used to be when the officials wasn't in the
Oh
play.
yeah, yeah.
How
Was
you
it
make
in position?
it 50
Okay.
yards down the field? How you making a call? You 50 yards down the field. You can't even see if my feet are inbounds or out of bounds. No.
Talk
I'm
about
not-
flag
Yeah, yeah,
ball.
yeah.
That
How you know
wasn't.
that? You got how do you know that, bro? You was so far away to see that. Bro, that's too high. How you know that? You can't even see the white line. How the hell you gonna tell me he inbounds or out of bounds? Right? Come on, bro. So yeah, I am that dude. Will run the field. I will run the
Okay.
field.
Okay.
Yeah, I will run the field. So, but for and that's so when calling intramural, um, post flag football, yes, it's a lot more running. When it comes to the kids, nah, not as much.
Okay.
When it comes to the youth, youth playing flag football is not nearly as much running. You know what I'm saying? You got a few here, you run here and there, but it's not nearly as much as you do the the adults. Now, I will say if you the line judge, you do the most of the running.
Hmm. The white
If
hat
you
don't do nothing.
white hat just sit,
Sit in the back, watch the
sit,
quarterback and the offensive
sit.
line.
That's it. He sit. He sit. This line judge and the back judge. Now the back judge, a lot of times he may have to run depending on them deep balls. But if you sit back far enough, you sit
Yeah,
back
you
far
catch
enough.
everything.
Yeah, you
Just
can.
just shy of your view
Yeah,
of being
yeah,
able to see everything.
yeah,
See
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Long as you not too deep and not too shallow. But
Hmm.
yeah, you can catch everything. But that line judge, he got to run down
Hmm.
and mark
Spot
every.
the
So
ball. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, that part. So yeah, but yeah, I went ahead and said yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call. So um, I said that, but I had hesitation, bro. I had
I mean,
hesitation.
yeah, it's when you start getting them those huge hourly checks or game checks, it's like, man, I just did
Yeah,
this in an hour and I made like, yeah, and
yeah.
then don't, yeah,
And it's
so
not even hour. It's not. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid by
yeah,
the
the
games. And
game,
even
yeah, game.
so it's
Well, I
game
was
pay.
thinking from an hourly standpoint, like, man, I done
Yeah,
made it's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, it keeps me involved in other game. You know what I'm saying? It helps me. You know what I'm saying, to stay close to the game, being I don't play it no more.
and additionally, if able to, when able to, that you starts putting you in position to where next, you was like, hey, I got a high school game to coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, saying travel. They called me down. I'm traveling here. Next,
and that part. Yeah.
next, you might, saying be looking at, hey, they need a stand in for a collegiate for a
Mhm.
UTSA game. So,
Yes, you definitely get a lot of connects because 9 times out of 10 is the officials, the official family is not that big, and they
hmm
always looking for officials. So it's
hmm
a great chance. Like you may call a game on Monday, and the guys in which you call that game on Monday with, you may not call a game with them or see them again until maybe 2 weeks later. So
hmm
you get a lot of networking and stuff like that. They let you know those that are veterans that's been doing it for years. They give you a lot of input on how to get those college games, how to get those high school games.
hmm
Things like that. They'll give you all the input on how to, get your foot in the door to be able to call those games and so forth and so on. So, yeah, yeah,
I look forward to being a part of that fraternity at some point.
I know that. I know. I'm waiting. I'm trying to see you out there with Willie. You out there with Willie. You should be able to do it. Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
but
happy
you
birthday,
gotta go ahead. Yeah,
China today is his birthday, man. Happy
yes, sir.
birthday to our brother out there in Louisiana. It's his birthday today. So
Happy
happy
birthday,
man, shots.
LB. So
Yeah, we
it's a little bit hard for me because I work for
oh,
MWR Sports. So
which is
all the things that
crazy.
they do, all the things that they do is I can go get certified. I mean, I don't actually need them to I can get certified here, but then now it's like I don't get any, like I guess you could say intramurals could be used as a way to saying kind of like sharpen your skills, but I don't get
Mm-hmm.
that opportunity due to the fact that I'm running the game. So I have to I don't get a
So
chance.
are you
So
a one man team? It's just you then?
what that does it
Yeah,
for the
that
most
run.
part, yeah.
Okay.
Like for like the last 3.5 years, it's just been me for the most part. I mean, there's other people in I guess you can say our
Involved.
office, yes,
Right.
but I'm the person that basically been over. So people got to the point to where some people call me the commish, like it, like so it's like that's just what it is. So it's a little hard for that. Now it's not to say that I couldn't get other games, but it would be hard because I the time in which most of the time which the games are going, we're
Mhm,
playing unless it's like we play every Tuesday and Thursday for the most part, depending on how many teams that we have. If we have
mhm,
a large influx of teams, then I might have to extend it out to a Wednesday
mhm,
as well or a Monday
mhm,
and go from there. So it just depends. And then when you do that, that like covers I'm covering I'm not able to cover games throughout the course of the week. So it
mhm,
would be like it would almost be like just getting a certification just to be sit around. To say if I went somewhere like San Antonio or Killeen and
mhm.
then trying to get on an association there, like yeah, I was in this association, but I didn't officiate any games.
So basically,
So
you saying you would have to basically give up your current occupation to be able to call any type of games.
yeah, because of time frame, because it runs concurrent with so
Mm,
especially for that like I said with intramurals, of course they still like you said high school games like some of them call
mhm,
Alibi calls high school games. He calls uh of course the intramural games. Some tend to
mhm,
call the youth CYS games. And
mhm,
so and then it's officials are needed here
mhm,
so, but it's like, but basically, I would just be delegated down to doing the CYS games on the weekend, and maybe a game or so on the weekdays, and maybe or weekends as maybe a traveler. So, I don't know. I had to continue just to, like you said, to at least start to sharpen the skills, so that way when I go somewhere else,
mhm,
um, I can say, yeah, I got a little bit of experience
mhm. Right.
besides
Yeah.
what I know as a player, in which we know it's a whole different game
Oh, yeah,
with
it's definitely
officiating than that of a player.
absolutely, absolutely, and yeah, because like I said before, I started officiating when I was in Fort Hood, and then I moved on. I think I did did I call any games in? No, I didn't. I don't think I called any games out there in Fort Leavenworth while I was out there, but I did. And then I started back up here once I got back here to San Antonio. So yeah, yeah, it's
Mhm.
definitely it's definitely a different animal being in the black and white compared to being a player. You kind of see the perspective in which the official. You have to see the perspective in which the officials. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at the game compared to being a player. But I will say this though, Trey. I feel like it helps because if you played it, you could kind of sympathize and kind of understand the gripes
Mm-hmm.
because we as players griped about certain things, and then
Mm-hmm.
as you become an official, you get an understanding for why the gripes and get an understanding for okay, you know what, I get it now. I didn't get it then because I didn't know I knew the rules, but I didn't know how the rules were for an official. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like basketball, same way. A lot of if you play an intramural basketball, if you don't know the officials area of expertise, you have a feeling a lot of times you will have, especially when calling basketball,
Mm-hmm.
guys will be like, "Come on, ref, why you call that?" Ref? That's not my area of expertise. There's certain areas that I'm looking at where you got fouled was not in my area, so I can't call in another guy's area. That's like disrespectful, and that's kind of like stay in your lane. Like an official could tell you, "Hey, stay in your lane." Later, like we'll talk when you see when coaches take timeouts and stuff like that. Officials be talking to be like, "Hey, man, why'd you call that? That wasn't even in your area." You know what I'm saying? You don't, but as a player, you don't
You
know
don't
that.
know that what they're over there talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You just think they shooting the shit, but then no, they actually talking about the game.
That probably be me all over the place calling everything. It's like, bro, what are you doing?
It,
It's like
it,
can't wait. It's like I can't wait till they call the timeout
yeah, it takes some getting used to too. It does. It takes because you
because you see it and you want to call it.
right because you want to call it but if you focus on your area as as you do it more and more and more, you learn not to call out your area. Now it will happen. It's gonna happen, but you learn not to call out your area. And not only that, you find yourself caught up watching the game, and that's what you can't do. You can't be watching the game. It's hard. It's hard not to watch the game. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on.
So one of the things, of course, before we really get started, I want to give. Actually, you know what? I stand by on that. In any case, saying at this point we just, saying talking, have a little talk. What's good, Stanton? Good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Uh, so it's one of those things in which you definitely take a consideration and a look at, like he's saying, the officiating in or around our parks. Most people that were involved in sports and in the service tend to even one go into coaching or engaging with, especially those in the varsity sports or above intramural sports, something similar to what they do for the NBA, where the organizations, the installations have teams that expands across the forces. It spans across different sports, soccer, softball, uh, of course, the women. Saying the women equality, equal sports, women's basketball, softball, soccer, co-ed, of course, we know is all that type of stuff. So those things, of course, the sports is always a prevalent thing. So of course, you even do that, you get into that. Some go into officiating, to where it's a bunch. We've had a couple on before, like Bishop has been on. I mean, it was on all the time. Henry Dozier or DJ, he's on, has been on before, which they talk about that, and he, saying from the softball perspective, but most officials are able to officiate multiple sports in their expertise, basketball, softball, football, uh, as well as sometimes soccer, uh, a few different things. I've had a couple come and do officiate weightlifting competitions, so hey, it's something to get into if you're not into it already. So going into a little, as Bishop take care of his business, going into a little NCAA conversation. Interestingly enough, what has been talked about is the possibility of the CFB. Of course, we know the college football playoffs, becoming the governing body for the college football in general. As we know, currently the governing body for college football is the NCAA, but they make the rules for it to be followed. But there's some talks in which it probably would be a better product if it was governed under a different body, not the NCAA. In which we're not talking about everyone being governed under the NCAA, under the CFP, just college football in general, as we know, for the most part, makes a good amount of money, especially with the TV rights and everything, um, which could make for an interesting bit of info. So, of course, there's a committee. We know the college football committee is made up of the athletic directors, 10 athletic directors in the Big Five and the other five conferences, as well as the athletic director from Notre Dame. But the college football playoff governing body is made up of the presidents of those same schools. I mean, those same conferences. The president of those schools, and as well as the Reverend of Notre Dame, to where they basically have been having conversations. So they had a meeting yesterday in which that meeting basically depicted them speaking about possibly taking a look at becoming the governing body for college sports, for college football. Additionally, they spoke about making the move to become to expand the playoffs from 4 to whatever number. They didn't give a clear number. I know they did state that the 12 may not have been the best ideal to go from 4 to 12. But I know one of them discussed or talked about how they feel like they're leaving money on the table in excess of $500 million being left on the table when they look at their not just with the 4 teams that are a part of the CFP currently. So I thought I had a thought mental conversation with myself and thought to myself like, wow, um, $500 million. Like, what does that look like if you do allow more teams into the college football playoff? Like, who are you talking about? Like, is it we're talking about um, the top eight, or you know, what I'm saying with two play-ins, or with two at larges? Like, what are we talking about when you do that? And what schools does that bring in? To what to degree do they bring in? Excuse me. Because already you got to look at it, in my opinion, they're already those teams for the most part, even though they're not playing the college playing, they are playing to some degree. They're in a bowl game, possibly, in which there's money generated still. But is it going? Will it be that much more if they labeled it and just removed it from being the Cotton Bowl, and now it's the CFP presents the uh, PRP fraternity Cotton Bowl, and now we have it has a name, the rights, the sponsor, and now it's like, okay, this is where they're at with it, and is now is generating that. Does that propel it more to be generated? So all that type of stuff comes into play. But to say that they're losing out on $500 million in revenue due to a small amount of playoff teams, I wonder, like, where is that money at? Ideally, I think it's all within the viewing rights, but like, where else is that money at? Is as opposed to maybe players, I mean, teams and their organization, universities and institutions, and the potential of spectators and the opening of their their stadiums and stuff like that. Like, where does that $500 million come from? I guess I have to do a little more research and a little more reading to that, but I'm definitely going to find out and see where I could where we can find that out from. Um, so yesterday, NBA action. Y'all know, as we stated earlier in the morning, that the NBA was looking to release their schedule for the upcoming 22-23 season, of course, in which they did. Um, it released, of course, we already know tip off was due to begin October 18th, in which tip off is going to start off with the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks, and the Los Angeles Lakers traveling to Golden State to see the Golden State Warriors, to play the Golden State Warriors. In that time frame, they'll basically be able to see that the Warriors will be awarded their 21-22 um, season NBA Finals rings. Uh, as again, I think that's completely and utterly so disrespectful to have a historic organization like the Lakers to be present for that. All the teams they could have set up and put together to come do that, they want to set up and set the Lakers up for that. But NBA, count your days. But of course, like I said, that would be the tip off for the season, beginning of season 2018. I mean, October 18th, 2022, and then that's NBA takeoff. Further, they discuss what's good, Anthony. Good morning, brother. How you doing? Glad to have you with us. Um, Further to discuss, they had other gave other key dates, I guess you could say, for the NBA. So, like I said, October 18th is opening night tip off, opening night. February 17th to the 19th, of course, we know will be the All Star game. It will take place in Salt Lake City. Utah will be hosting the All Star game. April 11th through the 14th will be the NBA play in. Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you all know that the NBA play-in is basically the 7th and 8th seed, 9th and 10th seed in the NBA conferences, playing in a tournament style a play or a playoff style tournament in which the top seeds play one another, and then they go on and claim the 7th seed, and then the loser of that 7-8 game goes and plays. I'm correct. The loser of that 7-8 game goes. The winner goes on, and the loser of that game goes on to sit and wait for the winner of the 9-10 game to which they play each other, and the winner of that game goes ahead and plays in the playoffs. Another one goes home. So yes, April 11th through the 14th, the NBA play-in is due to start. The 15th, the NBA playoffs start. The first series start, and then by June 1st, we should be watching the NBA Finals Game 1 taking place. All willing that would be in LA. Of course, a couple of other things that we talked about yesterday. We talked about how the NBA plans to not play a game on November 8th, as that is the election day. They plan to play the games. Every team plans to play the night before, which is November 7th, in which they plan to have a full force push in reference to civil engagement and how it's helpful and do their part to get that pushed out and support the election day. No games will be on November 8th, and then the games will resume again on the 9th. What else they had? Of course, we know Christmas Day. Bishop, do you be looking forward to Christmas Day? Oh, you an NFL guy. The NFL is still going on during that time frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know the NFL's day is Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving games.
Mm-hmm.
So
I look. For, I mean, I look. I look for good games to happen in the NBA as well. I ain't gonna lie on Christmas Day because
Christmas Day.
because I know that's the time in which because I know the NFL has Thanksgiving, so I'm definitely looking for what the NBA has on Christmas Day, hoping that it's good games.
If I believe last year we did, there was a game on NFL game on Christmas Day as well, wasn't it? I think it was. I don't know. I could be
It might have
mistaken.
been. Yeah, it might have been. Mm.
Of course, additionally, Martin Luther King MLK Day. They expect to have two games on MLK Day, two doubleheaders, I think, on each network. Um, okay,
That's
this
what I
moment.
said yesterday, Anthony Price. Like that's why I can't believe they use that as an excuse, man.
To
You
not
could
have a game.
Yeah, you can vote all. Yeah, no, voting is well. I don't know if it's all day, but it starts first thing in the morning, and you got all day to vote. So it's like why the game can't be at its normal time. Like I don't get it. People ain't going out. People, I don't really believe. Like I stated yesterday, I don't really believe people are stopping. Oh man, I can't vote, man. I gotta go check out this game.
What's
Really?
good, Donna? Good morning, man.
Morning, LaDonna. Good morning. Really, people, no one's saying that. No one's at home or driving and say, "Oh man, the game is on." I was about to go vote. Detour. No, ain't nobody doing that, man. Nobody's doing that. And y'all not finna sit here and make people think that that's the cause of low voting polls. No, stop it, y'all. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why they trying to make it seem like that. Don't do that.
Of course, additionally, the NBA is enacting a rivalry week in which through the 24th of January through the 28th, there will
Say
be
that 10
rival.
times fast, Trey.
Huh? What happened?
Say that 10 times fast.
No, I'm not going to.
He said, "Yeah, rivalry." 10 times fast.
Rivalry week for the next season. So, of course, some of the games is going to be 11 games over the course of that span of that week, in which some games will be Los Angeles Lakers versus Boston Celtics, of course, New York Knicks against the Brooklyn Nets, Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies, which seemingly is a new rivalry. Um, Dallas Mavericks against the Phoenix Suns. I don't know if that's considered a rivalry, but I'll rock with it. Denver Nuggets and Philadelphia 76ers, where that comes from, I don't know. Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors. What's good, Eric? Good morning, brother. What's up? Los Angeles
No,
Clippers and the Lakers will be a game. Philadelphia 76ers and Brooklyn Nets. I can see how that could be considered a rivalry with the basically with the switching of the players.
mhm.
The Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. The Bulls and the Hornets. I think that's a Michael Jordan enacted rivalry. Miami Heat and Boston Celtics. Some of these are
That a
some weak
rivalry?
rivalries.
Yeah, I'm about to say, is that a rivalry? I don't think
Yeah,
that's a
some of
rivalry.
these is trash, honestly, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Who deems them rivalries? That's the thing. Who deems them rivalries?
That's a good question. I think it sounds like there's just some connections here. Like I said, of course, we know Boston and LA without a doubt. New York and Brooklyn, they play in the same place. I was okay. The Lakers and Clippers
That's what
does
we saying.
definitely.
Mavs
Uh,
and Mavs and
uh,
Rockets. Yeah, that's a good one because that's both two. That's two Texas
About the
teams.
Texas teams, yeah. You would think of Texas. You would
Yeah.
think I would, saying like my marketing mindset comes into play. I'll be like, we finna have a whole Texas battle to where the NBA in certain markets we enacted a conference a state trophy to where it goes to whoever. So like the Texas battle for the Lone Star State. NBA presents battle for the Lone Star State, where we make sure that all three teams play each other in the season, and just like the Commanders Cup in the military,
Mhm.
someone walk away with it. Battle for Tinseltown, or saying Hollywood Stardom or something like that, where or even the battle for New York, the battle for LA. Like these are places where there's more than one organization in the
NBA
city, and
in that team,
yeah,
in that state, in that
yeah.
state.
In that state, saying in the case of LA, it's two in that city. So it's
Right.
like, saying that, saying that gives
That's a
angst.
rivalry. Yeah.
Yeah, that gives, saying
Like
where
well,
now
high
we're
school.
looking at,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
now,
high school. You look at the same thing. If crosstown rivalry, you'd be like,
mhm.
oh yeah, such and such is playing such and such. It's crosstown of the same city. That's a rivalry because now you're getting bragging rights on who run the
Mhm.
city in that
Who
state.
runs the city, who runs the state, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Crypto got saying that type of stuff. Or if the NBA ain't doing it as an organization, we're getting together as an organization and we putting something down. It's like, hey,
Right.
this is what we're gonna do. Hey, Sacramento, you trying to get in on this?
Right.
Go to state. You want a piece of this? Like, saying
'Cause
what's, and that's same
kids-
thing up in, saying North California, Southern California.
right. People
Saying,
from Sacramento gonna want to say they went down to LA and owned LA. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Even though they're still in California, they want to say, "Oh yeah, but
yeah.
we from Sacramento, but we went down to LA and we beat them 2-3 times, so we own LA." You know what I'm saying? They have those bragging rights. We
Like
own
it's if I'm the governor in California, I'm
LA.
getting with all the organizations, the NFL, the NBA, and the
What's up, Coach
MLB team.
Dante? What's
Coach
good?
D, I ain't see you in the
You know what I
morning
mean? Seeing you in a
talking
minute.
about Texas, and look who pulls up.
I know, right? Yeah, and Trey is making a great point because we saw like a lot of these governors, they have little side bets. You know what I'm saying, with each other on, especially when it's city rivalries versus, like he said, Sacramento versus LA, and
Yeah,
Man,
all that type of stuff.
man,
I'm big on engagement, and that be
yeah,
where my mind be at. So I was like, hell, if I'm the governor of California, I'm getting with the Major League Baseball. You got the Dodgers, we got the Padres, we got the Giants, we got the LA Angels. We
Angels,
just
yeah.
talked about, saying this. We got teams like, hey, in those regions, we sit up and put together where if someone win, then I'll give a governor's cup to the
Hmm.
city, that's sports teams are the most dominant. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
like sometimes like it's a blueprint for everything. It's all about engagement. And when you get people engaged, then that might sit up and be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's something cool. That's what's up. But I mean, those are just my ideas. That's how and their mind until I'm in a position where I can enact it in some way, form, or fashion in my own manner, which I always keep in my bag. But
Right.
yeah, so they have the rivalry, like we said, the games of what you seen out of all 11 games. Like I said, the Chicago and Hornets one seems like that's based on the connection of Michael Jordan.
Okay.
The Miami Boston one, I think, is based on the fact of Miami and Boston battled out for the to get into the ESC, the Eastern Conference Finals. The same thing with the Dallas Mavericks, but that
Hmm.
does I don't think that makes it a rivalry at no point. When I hear rivalry, I think like you've been the thorn in my side
Hmm.
like all the time.
Right.
Uh, Denver's and Philadelphia 76ers, I haven't the slightest idea where that comes from or how that entered the fray. Toronto and Golden State again.
I don't
What
know.
what
How
I
Toronto and Golden State?
I
Really?
don't know. Uh, Philly and Brooklyn, I can understand that. Like
I
I
get
said,
that one. I get that
that
one.
yeah, I
That
could
goes
get
back.
that.
That goes way
Minne-
back.
Minnesota and Memphis, like, are they in the same region or
No.
something like that? Like,
Well, first of all, Memphis just Memphis ain't even been a team that long. So how
to,
you even
to
got
build a
Minnesota?
rivalry.
Yeah, build a rivalry. Like, come on, bro. Stop it. Y'all doing too much. Y'all really
Go
do.
go to state of Memphis. I can see now because they're
Yes.
considered the top two up and coming teams in the Western Conference. After that, I, what's good, Jay? What's good, brother? What's going on? What's going on?
Jay Ness was
So
good.
at that point, after that, I'm not understanding it. I'm not getting it. Make it make sense. But
Please make
it it is what it is.
that's a
Um,
that's
of course, some other, like I said, Christmas Day, Martin Luther King, Election Day, Rivalry Week, global games. The NBA has gone ahead and partnered. They're going to play some games outside of Canada and the United States as they travel to Mexico, where the Heat would take on the Spurs in Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
December 17th.
Yeah.
That'll be, and then of course, the Chicago Bulls and Detroit Pistons will be playing in Paris uh,
Paris.
on
Paris.
January 19th.
Paris.
Um, they reenact a couple of 2022 NBA finals rematches. They have the rematches from the finals where the Boston Celtics will play against the Warriors, of course.
Mm.
Uh, One at a home and home. I mean, again, home and a home game. They will play twice. And then the finals, regular season, of course, will put all 30 teams um, in against each other. Of course, they usually is set up a certain way, but
Okay.
they'll play all 30 teams. What else? Some stuff, key things, travel reduction. So that's another thing. I guess they went forth in which, as I don't know if you do it, Bishop, because you're further away from your home. Well, actually, I guess we're probably about the same distance from home states or
Hmm.
our home teams. But I always go and look to see when will the Lakers be playing some in or around my where I'm at or where it's easy for me to get to. So
When they,
that's what
yeah.
I always tend to do that. So of course I look and I see, and LA plays in New Orleans. No, actually, yeah, they come to New Orleans. They come to San Antonio. They don't have any games in Houston this year, and they have some games in Dallas, which is the closest my using the furthest being 6 hours away, um, in San Antonio. So I tend to do that. But what the NBA basically said that they were able to reduce travel by, I think they said 66%, basically going from 43 40 43,000 miles traveled as of last year to 2,000 miles less, which is 41,000 miles on average from each NBA team. Um, It says no NBA team has projected to travel more than 50,000 miles. I mean, the whole NBA as a whole is expected to travel less than 50,000 miles this year as opposed to last year. They said they do have some instances, and that's what I was talking about. One of the instances is take a kid on Spirit. You know what? I'm not going to even lie to you. I can be frugal at times, so I and being I mean I'm a home travel based travel agent as well, so I see certain things and catch certain prices and be like, okay, that's what's up. But what I realize is I do a lot of traveling on Spirit. I don't know about you, Bishop.
I don't even think I've
Hold
ever
up. You're
traveled.
not just gonna give you that look. You know, you can see the look on your face when I say,
No,
Bishop, you travel with Spirit. You was like blasphemous. What are you doing?
no, I've never. So I've never. I don't think I've traveled Spirit. I don't think I've ever traveled Spirit, man. I know
The,
I've
the
traveled.
Stanton, the Stanton, the Stanton.
What? What? I don't look at Wayne. Look at Wayne.
West Wingers don't
Here we go. Here we go with the
West Wingers
nonsense. Here we go
don't
with the
travel
nonsense.
on
Here we go.
Spirit.
I didn't say I
So
don't.
we gonna act like I'm the only person on this show that in the
No,
comments and that's
I
only
didn't.
travel Spirit. That's what we saying.
No, you putting words in my mouth. I said I don't think I have ever traveled Spirit.
You would know if you travel Spirit.
I don't think I have. I can't recall. That not saying I wouldn't though.
Hold up, Bishop. You travel first class every time you go somewhere, don't you?
Man, if y'all
I'm just asking a question.
no, I've never traveled first class ever in my life. Have I ever been in a first class seat? Ever?
Not even while you was a service member.
No.
Oh yeah, I've been in first class seats. That's the only time I've been in first
Look,
class.
look who talking. Got the nerve to say something.
That's only look.
Look, I ain't never been first class ever in my life. Have I ever traveled first class? Never, not once, not one time, bro, not once. What is I? There's no first class on Spirit. There's not a first class on Spirit. Oh shoot, there's not a first class on Southwest either.
That's what you said.
There's not a South. There's no
I
South.
think they have business class.
But on Budget Spirit is good, and as long as I get there, see. You the only one cheap, and I mean put a quarter in the church offering.
See, y'all have started this, but y'all believe make Coach Mac think that I am cheap.
He said put a quarter in the offering tray.
What's good?
Oh my God! What's up, Commish? What up, Commish? He said put a quarter in the offering.
Yeah, I've to be too, Commissioner. I've traveled first.
Major Myers.
Yeah, like completely
really
different. You know, say Major Myers. Sorry,
really?
first class. First class. David Staff Sergeant Mirror. Completely different. Like, the only reason, only reason I got a chance to travel first class as a service member is due to the fact of I was a platoon sergeant. So of course, as a platoon sergeant, they saying you get whatever, guy.
I've been a defect manager, and I first class ever.
Oh my God! So that's what gave me the opportunity to buy, and we wasn't on Spirit either.
Must be you. What you was on American, United? I'm sorry,
you
probably
know,
United.
Delta United, one of those two, or things like that. But you got to think, back then they didn't have Spirit when we was in service. Spirit was. I could have sworn the Army would have been like, "No, we gonna get the Spirit flight," but.
No, we got the Spirit money over here.
Yeah.
Let me get
the
Spirit
man,
money.
just go ahead and put me on C-130. Let's go.
Wow. Now I've traveled. I've definitely done them C-130s now. And ain't no first class, second class, or third class on them C-130s. Ain't no class in that joker whatsoever.
Like I said, anytime I got on C-130, I'm looking around like, if this mug start going down, how am I going to survive? I was like,
this is too much equipment
on
that thing. It's too much equipment on that thing. For real. I flew plenty. I flew plenty of time because I scheduled the flights. Yeah, you see, but you talking about me, West Wing, and all of that. Look at you. What do you say? You should get Stop it, man. Y'all don't start, man. You be in first class and feel like something ain't right, like you in the wrong.
Bro, those first class seats is something else. You be like, man, this room up here. You can sit. Matter of fact, you can sit in your first class seat the whole time in your LBE and stuff. You can be fully kidding the whole time.
I can't relate. I can't relate. I have no idea. C-130 is below class. that part, I understand, is definitely below class. Yeah, I can't relate. I don't know how much room first class has in their cabin. I have never. Every time I fly, the curtains are always pulled, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. Their curtains are always pulled. I don't even get to see up there.
With someone coming out from the front talking about count off from front to rear, count off, count off, and go back behind the curtain. I'm like, they good.
Yeah, they good. Close the curtain. Close the curtain. They don't need to look up
You
here.
see, you see strobe lights and stuff going on. Like, what they got going on up there?
Yeah, they serve people different in first class than they do the people in the regular cabin. They serve them differently. They get a smile up there. Down there,
Y'all get
the stewardess talking about what you want. You want some? Hold on.
People in first class get Jimmy Dean's while y'all get the the Sunny Dine version.
Yeah, we get the watered down stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever, understand? Don't do that. Don't do that. No, this is coming from the guy who reserves, who makes the flights. Really, you probably had a whole flight to yourself. That's why you know, because Stander made some flights where he flew by himself. He ain't had to worry about nobody.
He done finagled the manifest.
Oh man, you know he done finagle. You know he on that Avon. So when he on the Avon, you know he done got some good seats and all that. That Avon list, yeah, you know how he do.
Like Southern say now, you done made me spill my yak under my ACU.
Spill my yak. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've never flown first class. I keep saying I want to, but I've never done it. I've never look. I have on AC. Stop it, little Stan. Bishop Balling ain't no curtain on American Southwest or Spirit. I'm just saying, man. I'm not balling, bro. Trey has flown first class. I have
only because I was a platoon sergeant. Let's not forget that. Only because I was a platoon sergeant.
I have not, and I've been a platoon sergeant. Like I said, I've been a platoon sergeant and a defect manager, and have never flown first class ever. Yeah, okay, let's stand. It briefs well. It briefs well.
So of course, like going back into it, like you said, in those instances, they have instances where they have helped to reduce by, of course, like let's say the Lakers and Clippers play one another. They play in the same arena. They basically just traveling across the state, across the halls. Brooklyn and New York, just up the street from one another. But even like I was just saying, even like the Los Angeles Lakers are playing a back-to-back in San Antonio, where they play both games. They play the game on a Friday, and they turn around and play their next game on Saturday in San Antonio. So yeah, have something like that, which I was like, that might be a game in which I might go catch, or Friday or Saturday. But so that's how they're basically trying to help with certain instances where there's no travel or little travel at all, but games are being played. So they have that's how they have produced travel reduction. Of course, some things which we hear, which maybe is not based upon the NBA, is due to the fact of well, that's a whole nother conversation with the players sitting out and all that type of stuff. I guess that's some CBA conversation. But as far as scheduling, that's what they have. So if you haven't already, go and check who's going to be in your area, or in or around your area, for the season, as the season starts. Like I said, there's a couple of games in which I can get. I might be able to get to. I'm going to try to get to. Unfortunately, there's no Houston and Los Angeles game this year. At least not in Houston. But I catch. Do you know if Brooklyn coming to San Antonio or Houston?
I don't know. I gotta see. I haven't looked. I haven't seen if the Nets are coming to if they're coming here. That's a good question. Let me look. Let me see if the Nets. Let me see if the Brooklyn Nets schedule.
Well, Bishop checks that out. Of course, break out the bubbly. The Lakers sign LeBron James. They agreed to a 2-year, $97 million.
We breaking out bubbly for?
You'll see.
What were we breaking out the bubbly for? Though I'm just saying, like,
You'll see. What is understood needs not be explained, Bishop. But
no,
like you said,
Nets do come to Dallas. They do come to Dallas. They do come to Dallas on November the 7th. Yeah, they in Dallas on November the 7th. Yeah.
You know what? I have an idea. I don't have to see. I don't have to make some phone calls, and I have an idea for that. But that's definitely.
Oh, they do come here. They do come to San Antonio. They come to San Antonio on January the 17th. Yep, they come here to San Antonio on the 17th of January. They sure do.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
got some
Yes,
ideas. I'll have to make some
sir.
phone calls and
We
make some
can't,
see if we can make some stuff
I
happen.
didn't even see if they did play the Houston Rockets either. That's the other team I was looking for. The Rockets, the Dallas, and here. I don't see the Rockets on here nowhere though. But yeah, they do come here January 17th. I'm glad you said that. I will definitely try to make that game. Houston. Oh, they do come. They come to the Rockets. They come play the Rockets on March the 7th. Yep, they come
Mm.
here and play. They play the Rockets. Oh, man, I could catch them 3 times. I can go catch them in Dallas here.
It's
Hey,
probably not worth it, bro. I just want to make sure
whoa,
you
whoa,
save
whoa,
money. I mean, you
whoa,
know what? You probably good. You probably
whoa,
good. We
whoa,
just talked
whoa,
about
whoa,
you
whoa,
having to.
whoa. What you won't do is they'll play my Nets like that. Bishop Trey about to be petty about them LeBron and KD. That part you see him already, Anthony. He
I,
already starting,
I,
man.
I say
He's
nothing.
already starting. Didn't nobody ask him? Didn't nobody care about LeBron signing a 2-year deal?
Everyone cares about LeBron signing the 2 year deal. I assure
No,
you of that.
no one cares. No one.
I assure it. Everyone cares.
No, that's irrelevant to a bunch of people. Me especially. I think it was less than that he signed a 2-year deal with
You
the
know what? I bet you got a
one.
LeBron jersey under that shirt right now. That's
You know what?
that's
You know what?
exactly. Yeah.
I have a LeBron James T-shirt. I do. I don't have a jersey. I have a T-shirt. It's a Cleveland Cav T-shirt though. It's a Cleveland Cavalier T-shirt. I forget why I got that shirt though. I've had it for a while. I forget because of course when he was in Cleveland. I forget why I got it, but I do have a. I think I went to the game one time. I think I went to a game. I want to say. I went to a game one time, and that's how I ended up getting that shirt. But yeah, I would never buy his jersey.
Mm.
I get a $10 T-shirt, $15 T-shirt, but I'm not buying his jersey. That will not happen unless
That's
he.
unless he's in black and white.
That's right. Unless he dons that black and white baby. If he dons that black and white baby, then yeah, let's go and throw that LeBron on. But if he ain't never down in there, no, I'm not buying it.
So of course, like he said, him and LA come to the opposed agreement for 2 years, $97 million extension, keeping LeBron in LA through the
I,
20
I thought we
twenty
said it was irrelevant. I thought we said that didn't matter. Don't nobody.
through the 2025 year. Of course, by that time, LeBron will be 40 years old by the end of that contract.
I thought you were about
Uh,
to say some Bronny will be in the league by that time.
No, well, Bronny's supposed to be in the league by 2024 if everything continues in the same way to where he does maybe 1 year because he's a senior now. Then he has, of course,
He has
that
to do a
year.
year of
Yeah,
eligibility in college.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and then it goes from there. So that's suspected.
Was it a year or
Um,
two? It was two.
year he only has to do a year. 2 years is you have to just play 2 years in the college. In your third year, you can leave.
Okay.
Currently, so LeBron is due to make 47 million this year. Of course, next two
Overpaid.
years, yeah. So he's caked up. He's
Overpaid.
almost about 50 million a year
Yeah,
over the next 3 years.
he's overpaid.
I'm
He's
getting
overpaid.
he is not overpaid. Although I am getting some Kobe. I'm getting Kobe vibes, but he's not overpaid. He's not overpaid. I
How
can
is he
say,
not
you know
overpaid?
what, man. I've been struggling with something, man. I think I was just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm starting to have different ideas and looks and thoughts when it comes to Kobe.
What?
Yeah, man.
In regards to what? In regards to what?
I don't think I'm ready to reveal it yet.
Uh,
I've been struggling, man.
so what we gonna do is
More and more.
we gonna bring it
I'm
up
gonna
and
do. I'm gonna do the choice. I mean,
yeah,
like LeBron did.
yeah.
Yeah. We have to do it like a. But
I'm
I'm
gonna
just,
bring up
man.
and
I'm starting to have different thoughts about Kobe, man.
I don't know why. What other thought? Why would you even? Why would you possibly have different thoughts of one of the greatest to ever play the game at such a young age? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You consider Kobe a goat?
Yeah, I got to.
I don't
I
think I
got to.
do.
I have to. Yeah, how many
I
rings he
don't think
got?
I do.
Five, four,
Five,
five,
five.
five. Got to.
I
Got
don't
to.
know, man.
Only
I
person
got
that dropped.
I
Only
got some
person
soul
that ever
searching to
dropped.
do.
Only person that ever dropped 80 points in the game outside of Will Chamberlain. Come on, bro. He knocked down 60 points on his last game in NBA.
61, yeah.
Come on, let's go status, bro. You got 5 rings. Like, okay, let's do it like this. If we gonna do, let's do it like this. Why can't you call him the GOAT? Put it like that. Why
I'm
can't
still,
you?
I'm still, I'm still filtering through these emotions and trying to figure out like how has the tide turned, and why am I looking at Kobe and seeing Kobe in a
When I
different
ask this,
light
you
now?
don't want to tell us what made the tide turn.
I
That's
don't
the
know. That's what I don't know.
that's the biggest question. What
Why are you
made
putting so much pressure on me? Like, bro, I don't know. I really have to sit up and like when we be having conversations, I be thinking stuff. I'm like, man, the people we talk about, and now in my mind, it's like LeBron is like jumping over him. It's like not as a Laker, but in general. And I don't know. He's the greatest. I would give it to him. He's probably the greatest Laker of all time.
Ooh, the greatest Laker of all time? He's
Maybe
not
I don't.
doing
Like I said,
he's not doing
I
Magic.
love Kobe, man. But I
He's
just
not
truth
doing
is
Magic.
truth. Probably not, man. I don't know. Like
Ooh,
it comes down to the
easy.
different. I think, and what really happens, the errors
What
really
up,
do
Zach?
make a
What up, Zach?
difference.
What up, Zach?
Good morning, Zach. The errors really do make a difference.
The
And
eras?
yeah, yeah, because
Oh, okay.
Magic, but you know, what I'm saying Magic was. I'm gonna have to really soul search and look
This
at this.
dude,
And
this dude is
for
definitely he could, this dude is stressing out. This dude is
look,
definitely
see, look. Mike is like, yo, you putting him over Jerry West? Like, I don't know. I like, but
greatest Laker. He's definitely in the conversation as being one of the greatest Lakers ever.
yeah, and but does that make him a conversation of
Does
being
Shaq
like, well,
fall in the Does Shaq fall in the category as one of the greatest Lakers ever?
he was the most dominant Laker, maybe.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
But it's like, but
Logo.
then put, I mean,
But you
then,
don't know, but
but then,
this is the thing, Michael. The logo, I truly believe when Kobe passed and it was floating around the new logo with Kobe, I felt like it should have changed. I felt that
that's.
when they
I
wanted
think
to
they're
change.
not gonna do that because that's a different type of branding to do that.
What do you mean? In what way?
To change the logo to make it to go from the Jerry West to
Kobe?
Kobe and an active of Kobe, yeah. And then that goes back to this conversation like we just talked about Bill Russell, everyone Bill
Mm.
Russell's jersey being retired across the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say are we saying that like I think the NBA has I ain't gonna say has a problem, but the NBA has a way of doing certain things. Like we sit up and name we take all these awards that now they have that's named after certain people. Bill Russell has an award that's named after him, and
Correct.
now we sit up and say we're every league, every organization is going to retire the number six to not be after the player who currently wears number six, which is 25 of them. They won't be able to wear the number six anymore. Every organization is going to retire the number six, but yet we sit up and say Jordan is the
Wait. And I was about to say, so they're gonna retire the number 6 across the league?
yeah. Every
And
organization is
no
going to
one's gonna be able to wear the number 6.
after yeah, so like LeBron is six now, but after he retires from a Laker, when he leaves a Laker, he can or when he leaves his career, if he would the number six for that organization will be retired, and so
They
on
haven't
and so
even
forth
done
for
that
every
with
player,
Michael Jordan.
huh?
They haven't even done that for Michael Jordan.
Exactly, and so that's what I'm saying. So that's the same thing when I look at saying the awards and all this type of stuff. So I'm saying just like you and Mike was just saying like the logo, like if I say Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time, and he brought up a good point, Jerry West was a dominant force. Like he was
Mhm.
nine NBA championships, and he only won one. Like saying that saying that to mean something where he was enacted as the logo at that point. So, but then it's like we've had Jordan and we had Kobe, but yet we say Kobe be the logo,
Could
or
we,
say
could,
someone's like
could we possibly see Trey ever? God forbid, I mean, I know everybody has to pass away, but could we possibly ever see the Jordan logo as the NBA
nah.
logo?
I think that's the main reason why why Jordan wouldn't ever be a logo or the conversation hasn't came up because he's a brand. And his, saying he's already a brand. Though I don't think they would use his logo.
But NBA is a brand.
Yeah,
NBA,
but I'm saying Jordan is a brand. The NBA is an entity. Jordan is his own brand. So it's like to use his logo is saying
I'm
is
saying
already
no,
a
no,
moneymaker.
no, I'm saying this would be after he would pass. I'm saying
I
this
don't.
would everybody
Oh,
have.
okay. I don't think
This
they. I don't think
is
you know. What I'm saying I think this his that brand his Jordan brand is iconic and is going to be immortalized. So it never would be. It would have to be like a whole different depiction of him to
is
say,
there a
okay,
statue
Jordan
of
is the logo.
is there a statue of Jerry West in that logo in California?
I'm very sure it's a logo. I think he has a statue outside the crypto.com arena. Or maybe not, and then that comes to question too. If Jerry West doesn't have a statue, like
That's why I asked, because I'm thinking, I'm like, because I know Jordan does, but I'm wondering. I've only been to California maybe 5 times, but I was just wondering, is Jerry Logo's actual NBA logo a statue anywhere in California?
no, if anything, it'd be just a statue. I think it's a statue of him outside the Lakers, at the outside the crypto.com. Well, now it'd be crypto.com. Then it would have been Staple. But even then, second consideration, Jerry never played at the Staple. It was Great Western Forum is where the Lakers were at initially. So it's just a bunch of, so it's like a lot of just a lot of. I don't even know what to label it or call it at the end state. I haven't seen it yet, Zach, but of course it's on my thing to do. I've been catching up on all the other shows.
Of
Yeah.
course, it is on your thing, your to watch list. Of course,
It should be on your to watch list too. It's great. It's greatness. It tells
What
the
is it?
story.
The legacy, the stories about the Lakers. It's called
Yes,
Legacy.
yes.
Oh, I might check that one out just to see the history about Jerry Buss and the Buss family on Hulu. I might check that one out. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
so it's to see that the disrespect. If Brooklyn had no, they wouldn't. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yes, I said, yeah, go, yeah, yeah, that part.
No,
Yeah,
I probably would. If I watched Rise, then I can watch. Like I said, I haven't caught
Rise was about individuals. It was about the Antetokounmpos. It was about
brothers.
the brothers. The stuff that he's talking about and all the other stuff is about the
Talking about the
Lakers
organization,
as a
yeah.
team. Yeah, as a team. Yeah. There's a difference.
Just
When
like
you
I
talk
watched They Call Me Magic, and all
yeah,
that type of stuff. So
that's not surprising. Who
you should
wouldn't
have
get?
watched it too. It's very informative.
I don't need to. I mean,
You
it's
watch
still
it. So
it's
okay,
still
you
amazing.
just asked
It
me,
still
but I
amazes me
simply said,
that
what
this
I
man is
simply
the
said,
only man on earth who had an HIV and is still living.
he's
What
not
is
the only. He's not the only man. That's not even do that.
for
But
30 years? 30 years since he's been diagnosed with it? Come on, bruh. Where they do that at, man?
he's
God,
healthy.
I mean, oh, he the only healthy HIV patient in the world? Like, really? Have you seen Philadelphia? Like, I'm just saying, come on, bro. Like, I'm just trying to say, bro. Like,
Shout
I
out to
love
Tom
Magic.
but
I love Magic, man. But my friend, man, my cousin, one of my dudes, man, he cried because he was a huge Magic fan when we was younger. Because Magic got diagnosed with HIV
a
like
long
time ago. Like, it's almost been 30 years, if not longer, bro. If not 30 years or longer. And my cousin, he cried, bro, when it came out. When it came out on the news, when they did the press conference, and he literally cried. Like, he's probably about 6-7 years younger than me. So, but he cried, bro. He literally cried because that was his idol. And he just knew Magic was going, pass away, because everybody knew, if you was diagnosed with HIV,
back then it was
you figured you only had a few years, but this man has lasted decades with it. Since we're talking about things to watch, The Captain, about Derek Jeter, it's a great one too. I seen that.
See, look at this.
Listen, you ain't let me finish. No, see, there you go with that nonsense. Let me explain to y'all, Zach and all of y'all. I haven't seen it. I have not watched it. I've seen that they're talking about the show. I have not taken it. But again, y'all got to keep in mind, I am a Yankees fan. So yes, I probably do need to watch it because it's about the Yankees and Derek Jeter and being with the Yankees. So I probably would watch it. I have not, though. I have not watched it yet. So there you go. You going to hell with all laughing out loud first class. I'm just, why? I'm stating facts for Anthony. This man has had HIV for decades, and whatever he's doing, let's cure everybody else. Let's give him the magic serum that Magic has, because He's the only dude. Like,
People ain't
come
gonna
on.
be calling him an Avenger or something like that. Like,
I'm just saying, bro. Like, come on, man. He has the magic serum, obviously, like that potion on Space Jam. Like he got it. He got it. Whatever they doing for Magic Man, they need to do for everybody else. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm not, like I said, I love Magic. He a great dude. He seemed to be a great dude to be around, down to earth, entrepreneur. I don't know what was going on with him when he was a Lakers owner and things like that. I don't know what happened. It
he got
was,
a being busy basically.
yeah, but yeah, I think the Magic and him and what's his wife name? Cookie? Ain't her name Cookie?
Cookie.
Yeah, yeah. Mad shouts out to them, man. And I'm glad Magic is still here. You know what I'm saying? He's an icon. He's definitely an NBA icon, a legend. It is what it is, bro.
So of course, additionally, because with the conversation we was having about LeBron being with the extension basically runs out. When it runs out, it would be a choice for the Lakers to make a decision if they're going to renegotiate with Magic. I mean, correction, with LeBron, as well as the possibilities if they're going to negotiate with Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis' contract runs out at the same time. So
Same
even
time as
one,
LeBron's
yeah. So
with this 2-year extension.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, they're both in the NBA in LA for the next 3 years if they're not traded.
They need
They
to
for the next 3 years through 2025. Come the
as
25-26 season, it'll be they can basically lose both of them. Um,
average.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they can either keep them both or use that as opportunities.
And
Like
he can stay
we got
healthy.
the next, we're going to be looking to bring in the next star or whatever case like that. So
Yeah,
uh,
who I would love to see. I'm gonna be honest, man. You know who could probably. Well, I would never not be a Brooklyn fan.
mm-hmm.
But do you know who I could see going over to the Lakers and possibly changing me into a somewhat Laker fan in a way?
Ja Morant.
That person. I could see Ja Morant in that purple and gold, and bro, changing
So
the
what I was, it's funny
whole
that you say that because as I was saying,
aspect of the game, bro.
it's funny that you say that because as I was saying, when they get ready to lose them to the bring in the saying the Laker formula, bring in the next who was a top
Next
ranked
big
big
thing.
star, and I
Mhm.
was thinking as I was saying that I was thinking like John Morant was the first one that came to mind. Like we haven't had a guard like that. I mean since Magic Johnson uh,
Mhm.
to now.
I know. Come on now, you got to give it to Kobe. Now you gonna really
Well, no,
praise
I
Kobe now?
get. Well, I'm
Really?
thinking point guard. I'm sorry, I'm thinking point guard.
Okay,
Yeah. And
okay.
it's not like I said, like I said, I struggle with this whole Kobe thing lately. So I got to really do some deep dive into my
I feel
psyche in reference to Kobe.
right, and I get it, and I feel like John Morant, if he was ever to go to LA, he would be the epitome of Kobe Bryant. In my opinion, I feel like he could be that dude if he could work on his game in regards to being more consistent and shooting. He's there because his
I,
high flying game is already there.
I,
His above the rim game is already there. If he can work on his defense, if he no seriously, Wayne, if he can work on his defense and he work on his shooting, he is the opinion of the next Kobe, bro. Like seriously, y'all don't. I mean, Trey, you don't agree? You don't see that? You don't see
I
that?
well, the first thing I see is I put in my mind, Ja Morant is one of those individuals that he would stay loyal and would try to stay in Memphis as long as Memphis was being productive. He was more Ja Morant is more of a Dame Lillard to me than a Kobe.
Mm,
So that's what I'll say. He's more of a
but
Dame Lillard than Kobe.
I'm saying Ja's style of play though. I'm talking about style of play. I get where you come in as far as loyalty and wanting to stay out there and prove that he can beat some of the great teams or the best teams in the NBA. I get where you coming from to that, but I'm saying in regards to his style of play, that is the next AI. No, he does not have handles like that. Ja does not. Ja's Anthony, stop. Ja is handles is nowhere close to AI's. The Ja's handles is nowhere close to AI's. Nowhere close. And AI really like you rarely saw AI dunk. You rarely saw he take people to the rack, but you rarely saw AI go to the rack and dunk the ball. He did it a few times. Don't get me wrong. He did it in the league a few times. Not like Ja though. And you never saw AI really dunk on anybody. Ja dunks on people. Ja's not afraid to dunk on anyone. And not saying AI was, I'm just saying you never really saw AI really dunk on somebody like Ja has. And like I said, Ja does not have the handles AI has had. No way, form or fashion. There's not too many people in the league that has the handles AI has. I'm gonna be honest. The only person I think I could say that would be considered on the same level of dribbling skills as AI is Kyrie.
Knew he was about to say Kyrie.
Am I lying? You act like that's a mate. Like you act like that's far fetched, bro.
So that's not far fetched, but what is far fetched to say that only Kyrie is when you got Steph?
Steph, I agree. I said, yeah, I give you Steph. I give you Steph too. I give you Steph. It ain't many though. What I'm saying, it ain't too many in the league. Ain't too many in the league. Steph does. Only reason I say Kyrie over Steph because Kyrie's the guy who will do exactly like AI, kill you on the dribble and then drive right past you, go to the rack. That's what Steph is gonna kill you off the dribble to get that shot off. He gonna kill you in the dribble, get that shot off. Where AI, he used to take it to a rack a lot. Don't get me wrong, he'd take that jumper too, that 20-foot jumper, that 15-foot jumper, stuff like that. But him and Kyrie were more alike in regards to getting you off the dribble and taking you to the rack. Whereas Steph is
because I'm now sitting up and thinking about this. Ain't you the same dude that say AI did not step over Tyronn Lue?
He did. I said he didn't stump over.
He stomped.
He did not stump. I said he did not stump. He stepped over. Let's get it right.
Coach Wayne,
stepped over.
Anthony, Zach,
this dude,
Mike,
man.
Richardson, will you please tell this guy that AI stomped over?
He did not stump. He stepped over Tyronn Lue, bro. He stepped over Tyronn.
There's a difference. Continues.
It does, obviously. This dude won't let that lie. Yeah, he did that on the beloved Lakers of yours too. That Tyronn Lue step over. Yes.
So of course,
looked at him.
More. Yes, he stomped over him and looked at him.
Over him and
like the disrespect.
Step.
Continue LA news. More LA news. Pau Gasol's jersey will be retired. The number 16 jersey will be retired March 7th, 2023. Bishop, what's wrong, dude? So you saying Pau doesn't deserve it?
Man, really? Trey, the
Lakers will retire number 16.
Trey, you really feel like his? You don't even know. That's why he's laughing. You know good damn well his jersey should not be retired at the Lakers, bro. Stop it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me ask you this: is Shaq's jersey retired at the Lakers?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm about to say because I'd be damned if Paul Gasol's is retired and Shaq is it. Come on.
Yeah, it's retired.
Do you really feel like his jersey should be retired at the Lakers? Be honest.
So what I would say is he's probably. Thank you, Zach.
Did not stop it, Zach. Stepped over. Thank you, Anthony. He stepped over. He did not stomp.
So what I would say is I believe that Powell might be the latest Laker that contributed something to them that was probably deserving. If we used to say we had to retire a jersey, it would be Powell. But I'm very sure people might feel differently. Like Derek Fisher. Did Derek Fisher do enough to get him retired?
Boy, you took the words right out of my mouth. Is Derek Fisher's retired? His jersey retired? No. Come on, bro. No. How's Derek Fisher's not? And you gonna put Paul's up? No, bro. No, sir. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that at all. No. Paul didn't do enough.
He brought him 2 championships.
2? Okay. Is he a go? So does that mean
they went? No, so don't even.
Okay.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare put his jersey up. Don't you dare put that man jersey up there. Stop it. If you put it up there, I'm gonna tell you like this: if they Lakers put that up there, they better put it all the way up in the corner by itself. It don't need to be next to no, because put it like this: should it be by anybody else, or should it be by the Shaq?
Well, it's going. They put it
By
in
the Kobe?
numerical order, so it's not going to be
But my
nowhere close
question
to
is, should it?
Shaq's.
But I'm saying, should it be even in that vicinity of them cats? Bro, stop it, man.
The Lakers with Paul Gasol went to 3 NBA championships and won 2 of the 3.
Stop it. Was he MVP for any of those?
Nah, they lost. They
For the
they
two that for the two that he won, I know he went. They went 3. You said they won 2 out of the 3. Was he MVP for the 2 though? Any one of those 2?
Kobe was the MVP for both of them.
So why should he get his number retired in the Lakers, bro? Why? Did he put up MVP numbers? Obviously, he couldn't. He didn't get MVP
because Kobe was there.
So why again? So Kobe's is up there. So that's it. That's all. Derek Fisher was there. Derek Fisher was there. He didn't his number and retired up in the rafters. Come on, man.
I would think that Derek Fisher is soon to come, but it could also be dependent
upon. Paul's coming before Derek's.
I think
Derek did before Paul, didn't he?
Yeah, and Derek has more super championships too. He got 5, just like Kobe.
That part. So how are you putting Paul's up before you put up Derek's? Man, y'all know, see this is why I don't like the Lakers. See, that's nonsense right there. That's nonsense, bro. That's nonsense. Fish should have the number. That's right. He should. How you putting Paul up and you ain't got Derek?
I think when you look at, I think also it comes to do with some of the things that took place in Fisher's career. At one point, Fisher left the Lakers and came back, so it could be that as well. So
Paul didn't leave?
No, they sent Paul off. Once Powell got there, he was there until they sent them off.
They sent Derek off too?
No, I think Derek left in free agency and went to
They didn't re-sign him, so that's like sending him off. If you don't re-sign him, I can't do nothing. You just gonna go and he's just gonna go in free agency. That's basically what he.
Because they did not let him go. We had Smush Parker after that. Like we did not let him go for Smush Parker.
Then what y'all do? Y'all didn't re-sign him though.
He probably left and decided he wanted to go because he went to Utah.
But I'm saying y'all didn't re-sign him. He was a free agent. Y'all didn't re-sign him. Y'all could have re-signed him. Y'all didn't.
I don't think he wanted to re-sign with LA at the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to re-sign either if they putting Paul Gasol's number before me. I wouldn't re-sign either. That's blasphemy, bro. That's blasphemy. I cannot believe that.
I think Derek Fisher's number gets retired at some point. But I mean, I think it's other people that's Laker greats that could be considered Laker greats that come before them that haven't. I don't think there's
Paul or before Derek.
That hasn't been done yet. Like I think AC Green, Brian, Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper's number ain't been retired?
No. I don't even be interested in Michael Thompson. Like, it's a lot of Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Kurt Rambis.
But you're putting up Paul Gasol's. Y'all are something else. Give me y'all opinion. Give me y'all light, man. Give me man. Y'all are something else.
Oh my gosh. What else we got here? What we got to say?
The bad thing is it must not be too big because ain't nobody talking about it. I ain't heard that nowhere about Paul Gasol getting his number retired in the rafters for the Lakers. They done talked about LeBron re-signing for 2 years and his 2-year extension, but we ain't heard nothing about Paul Gasol's number jersey getting retired at the Lakers. That means they know that's blasphemy because ain't nobody talking about it.
It's coming. So, of course, last night, like we talked about, we briefly spoke yesterday, talking about the NBA, the WNBA started their playoffs last night, 2 games last night, as the New York Liberty took on the defending Chicago Sky, in which the Chicago Sky were the Chicago Sky was not able to get the W last night, losing 98-91. Liberty's Liberty were led, of course, by Natasha Howard's 22 points. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, as well as from Sabrina Ionescu's 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Additional contributor Benja Lange with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and Stephanie Dolson, 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. For the Chicago Skies, their leading scorer was Kalia Cooper, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. 18 points for Aaliyah Quigley, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Aurora Stevens with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And of course, Candace Parker, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 steal, 2 assists, as the Liberty take the 1-0 lead in the series. Of course, like you said before, the series is a best of 3 series in which the games will be 2 games will be played at the leading 2 games will be played at the top seeds home court, and then the third game to be played at the next. Of course, in the West, we had the Phoenix Mercury travel to travels to Las Vegas to take on the Las Vegas Aces. The Aces were victorious 79-63, taking the 1 game lead. Leading scorer for the Mercury, 18 points from Diamond DeShields, 8 rebounds with 2 assists. Contributions from Megan Gustafsson with 12 points, as well as Sophie Cunningham with 12 points apiece. Gustafsson with 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Sophie Cunningham with 4 rebounds and 2 assists herself. The Aces, of course, cooking all cylinders. Kelsey Plum drops 22 points, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. 17 points from Chelsea Gray with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 16 points from Jackie Young, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Again, like I said, as they take the 1-0 lead. Tonight's game, of course, they have another game slate, 2 game slate for tonight, as the Dallas Wings take on the Connecticut Suns, as well as the Washington Mystics doing battle with the Seattle Storm. So WNBA action going on. If you can catch it, take a look at it. Like we say, support, support, support. You see some good basketball. Uh, NFL. The NFL season is basically around the corner. Two Sundays, is it? 2 Sundays. This Sunday, next Sunday, they have to close it out. So yesterday, of course, in good faith, the Los Angeles Chargers made Derwin James the top played corner defensive player or safety in NFL history, as he signs a 4-year, $76 million deal to be in Los Angeles with the Chargers. That deal averages $19 million a year, making him the highest paid NFL safety in NFL history. Um, 19 million, that's wide receiver type money at the end state, which is it's starting to get interesting when I look at it. So of course, as Bishop come back in, Bishop, I was just telling them how Derwin James is now the highest paid safety of
Ever.
all ever, with 19 million a year, which is almost like wide receiver type numbers, 20 to 25 million.
Mhm.
uh, what I see here is it's a trend, basically. Almost every time a player does an extension, they become the highest paid player at that position, or whatever case like that. So I wonder, how long does this trend continue? And we're going to always see either where someone is besting someone else continuously, or a possibility of someone besting someone else when it comes to the play, when it comes to pay, or does it stop at some point and then
That's a good question, man. I don't know if it ever stops, man, because like you
now
saying,
he's like 19 million?
yeah, like you said, when it's all said and done, like, will it ever like everybody's always out trying to outdo the highest paid person? So that's a good question, man. Like Could we possibly see 1 year go into the billions years to come?
Mm,
That's true. There isn't a
that's a
lot of
good question.
yeah. There's not a lot of top safeties out there, but yeah, could we see $1 billion contract sometime in the future? I don't know because the deal is
Because I'm starting to think: is it the value? Is the player really that valuable, or is it just the market in which is
the
producing that?
market. Bro. I think it's the market. Like I don't know if like it's real. Like seriously, like is someone really worth $19 million, bro?
A safety.
A safety,
We know
19.
the premier position is the wide receiver, and
Mm-hmm.
wide receivers are getting 20 to 25 million. But we have a safety that is getting, and we're not talking about you want if you get your money, get your money, get your money.
Right.
But it's like when you look at like you're taking a look at it, like is like this is what like we have quarterbacks that have saying one has bested one has bested one has bested one, and now we to the point to where now when Lamar Jackson gets his money,
He's
is
gonna
he
best
going to
out everybody else. He's gonna
yeah,
best
is he
all
is he gonna get the Patrick Mahomes type deal to where he's almost $500,000, even though that's a team. I don't think he signed in Baltimore for 10 years. But you know, what I'm saying, or does he get a Aaron Rodgers type where 50 million? You know, what I'm saying a 50 million contract or a 46 or $47 million contract a year, average a year. Like you know, what I'm saying we just seen Kyler Murray get his money is like where it's like, but is it? But these are different. Like these are people at the helm. It's not a It's not a wide receiver. It's not a safety. These are quarterbacks that we're talking about. So right now, quarterbacks make that type of money because they for the most part at the helm at the team. But when you look at it, like you said, 20, 25 million, 20 million, we just seen 20 million from defensive ends. Like these guys is making buku amounts of money, but is it based off of their value completely? Aaron Rodgers, okay. I'm not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Donald, okay. We can
Mhm.
understand that, but 19 million for a safety.
That's a lot. That's a lot. But like Anthony said, there's not a lot of top safeties in the league. It's probably maybe a handful. A handful. I'll give you. If that, it might not even be a handful. To be honest with you. Yeah, I'd
Mm-hmm.
say it's probably a handful out of 32 teams. Yeah, you probably got five.
But of course, he's the
He's that dude.
I think he's the quarterback for what might be the top defense in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess he is deserving of that money. He just came back 3 weeks ago from injury, so it remains to be seen if he's worth that 19 million.
Yeah.
Uh, of course, in other conversation, I think something which Bishop talked about yesterday. I think even Commissioner Myers was speaking about it. It's expected that Baker Mayfield is going to end up getting that QB1 designation in Carolina. It probably would have to just be a complete debacle for him to have in order not to get it.
Ooh, 10
No,
years.
nah, ain't no one finding no 10 year
Yeah.
deal. I was
He,
surprised that Mahomes signed that.
yeah, Lamar wouldn't even do a 10-year deal, I don't think.
I wouldn't do a 10 year deal.
Yeah, people ain't doing 10-year
You know
deals.
what?
That's that's
So re-enlistment. I
yeah.
remember one time with re-enlisting, I had an opportunity because I was going to get a bonus. I was going to get a bonus. So the bonus I could have maxed out at 6 years on the bonus, which would have gave me X amount of dollars. So 6 years, early annually, I would have got X amount of dollars, a slight bonus.
Mhm.
So I remember going to the re-enlistment NCO. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do our re-enlist. Put me down for 6 years.
Woo.
But I left his office. By the time I got to back to my orderly room, I called him like, yo, no, just give me three. Put me down for three. I don't
Boy,
want just put me three. I'm good. I don't. You're
my
locked in.
man, my longest list was my initial, which was 4. After that, everything was 3. And mind you, at first, my first 2 was extensions, which were 2 years. I did
Yeah,
2 years.
I had 2 extensions as well. As a matter of fact, I was on the extension at the time in which I did. Yeah,
2 to 3 year extensions. I never did like I think I did 2 to 3 year. I did 2 I think I did 3 2-year extensions, and then after that I couldn't extend no more, so I had to re-enlist. But I never did anything over 3. Never,
Yeah.
never. I would never. I,
Yeah.
I know some people that did 6 and 4 and all of that, and no,
And the
no,
funny thing, it's just for me,
no.
it was just a mental thing. Like, yo,
Yeah,
because
me too.
I end up staying for 22 years, but at the time, I was only what at 6 maybe. So it's like so to sign up for another 6, I was like,
Mm-mm,
it
mm-mm.
sounded good. Like, okay, I'm in here for the long haul.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I was like, but by the time I walked from his NCO from his office back down to my orderly room, I was like, nah, bro, just give me 3. I don't want
yeah.
to do it. I can't do it. Did I have commitment issues? I wonder. But you know what I'm saying? But that's all I took. But it was like, yo, I was like, I can't do
I
it.
know.
And then, like you said,
No, I couldn't do. I couldn't fathom myself being stuck in something for 6 years. Even though 6 years don't sound like a long time, being in the military for 6 years, that's like 2 duty stations, guaranteed almost.
hmm
Back in the day, you was guaranteed back early in my career. You was only staying at one duty station for 3 years for the most. Now for trade was something different, obviously,
I
but for
don't know
me,
how that happened, but yeah.
yeah. For me, I was like each dude. Like I was in Texas for 3 years. I went to Germany for 3 years. I came out of Germany, went to Fort Campbell for 3. Like it was 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. So yeah, if you signed up for 6 years, re-enlisted for 6 years, you was probably gonna get 2 duty stations out of that. Normally, depending on where you were and stuff like that. All 4 year re-ups from no sir. No sir. I think like I said, I think I did I know I did the initial 4, and then I think I did I don't think I did another 4. If I did another 4, it was on my last enlistment to carry me over to 20. I think that might have been my only other one time I did 4. So, woo! Did 6 year on all. Oh no, buddy, no. Oh no. You wanted to hurry up and get yours over with. That's what that was. You was trying to get yours. The longer yours was, the closer you was to retire. No.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't know. It was just a mental thing. And then I didn't have to after once I hit 10 years, I didn't have to anymore. It's like I was
Yeah,
considered indefinite, so it's like
even when I
it was
hit
over.
10,
Yeah.
right? Even when I hit 10, I still wasn't doing 5 years. I still had that mental thing. I was
I
like,
remember when I did the 10-year enlistment, I had a real hard, like I had the conversation, like the look on my face when I think about Kobe was the same look on my face when I thought about I'm finna become indefinite. Like, do I really want to do this?
yep. I remember the re-enlistment NCO saying, he said, hey, you had 10. He said you halfway there, which you pretty much indefinite. So like what you got? I said, you right. That's all I gotta say. And at that time I was like, you know what? If these next 10 go as fast as these first 10, I'm straight. I was like, I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it does. I know for me it did. And I was like, Jesus. So it's like,
It
it
wasn't that
seems
bad.
forever.
Mine did my 20 kind of it didn't like that second 10 didn't seem like it didn't go slow for me. It don't seem like it, not for me. Yeah, I was like, yeah. Once I became indefinite, I was like, yeah, but I still wasn't signing no 4 year. He was like, you don't want to do 4? Nope. I'm good at 3. I'm good at 3. I can say I can relist 3 more times. I'm cool. I'm cool.
So, so basically, like you said, it's looking like Mayfield is going to get that position. I
Mhm.
think it would take really it would take a debacle, complete debacle will happen in order for them not to get it, not to get the job, or maybe an injury or something like that. So, of
And I
course,
think easy though because we got to keep in mind, um, uh, Sam Darnold was already there, so they seen what he had. They seen what he had already. So it's kind of like, all right, we know how you performed last year with us. So bringing in Baker, like it was almost an upside for Baker because they didn't see what Baker had. They seen what he had in Chicago. I mean, in Cleveland, but they didn't see like they already know what Sam was bringing to the table. He ain't bringing nothing no more or no less probably. So like it was like that's why I kind of picked Baker in the beginning because it's a new face. It's a new face, a whole new person under the center in that org. There's and for you to bring in Baker, obviously, is something you didn't like about Sam. To even bring Baker in my opinion, you don't think that? You don't think that you bringing in a whole nother quarterback who's
mhm.
starting in the league somewhere else? If you were so confident and so cemented on your current situation at quarterback, why would you bring in Baker of all people? Especially when you picked the, especially didn't they get a draft pick quarterback too?
Coral.
Oh, yeah, so especially they picked up Matt Corral, yeah, out of Ole Miss. Especially you picked up Matt Corral. Like, why would you pick up Baker if you were satisfied with Sam Darnold? It don't make sense.
I think one of the reasons they did it was they wanted to put a competition on, so he wasn't just safe in thinking like, okay, I'm going to beat out this rookie. The San Francisco squad. I'm going to beat out this rookie. I ain't got no competition. I think that was the main thing.
So you feel like they brought Sam? I mean, you feel like it was a strategy in why they brought in Baker to put some pressure on Sam?
Not fully. I mean, obviously they
Mm-hmm.
weren't satisfied with Sam, but it helps, you know what I'm saying, to even push both of them. Like, unless, I mean, but I would think that Mayfield has that type of mentality of, hell, they brought me here and you were already here. So
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm think I'm good. All I gotta do is
If I'm a quarterback coming in to a new organization and I was a starter somewhere else, I'm thinking, yeah, they bringing me in. Obviously, they don't like something about this dude, so I definitely feel like I got an upper hand on it.
all I gotta do is make sure I complete my passes and
That's
do,
it.
you know
Make
what
no
I'm saying.
mistake. Yep. And
I ain't gotta be flashy. I just gotta
yep.
outperform. I just gotta do the bare
Perform him
minimum to outperform him.
and be a leader out there on the
Now,
field.
if he comes out
Be a leader.
if he comes out looking flashy, then it's like, oh well, let me go ahead and I gotta ratchet it up a little bit.
Right.
But for the most part, like you said, Mayfield kind
But
of
it's his
probably had it.
leadership that a lot of people are saying that Baker Mayfield is winning over Sam. Is leadership. And not only his leadership, but that's one of the main things too, is his leadership out there. Like, he's taken command since he's gotten into the camp.
Mm.
So they saying that's one of the main things that they like and that what they see. And that's been Baker since, like, even coming out of Oklahoma. That's what they say about Baker. Like, we've seen videos of Baker, he's that guy that in the locker room that a lot of the guys get along with.
Of course, in other conversations, when we talk about the Carolina Panthers, they've been going through a joint practice with the New England Patriots, but it got a little testy and dicey
Yeah, I heard
yesterday.
about that.
Christian McCaffrey
Got
took
got into a scuffle.
got into a scuffle. He got hit by defensive tackle Wise, and when he got hit, he basically got up and spiked the ball at the feet of Wise, and after Wise fell, and then everyone else got into it. Chuba Hubbard threw a punch. A
I
fan
didn't know
got
that. He got
yeah.
injured, hurt his foot.
Got a fan got injured. She ended up swollen ankle, swollen
Right,
foot,
but she wasn't
and
gonna press no charges. She said,
yeah, and she wasn't, and she felt like she wasn't going to. They offered the Patriots offered her a game ticket. I don't know. You had to offer me a season ticket.
"You ain't lying. I'll buy a game ticket. One game. Hold on, it's hurting a little more. Hold on, hold on.
Instantly,
Yeah, it's hurting a little more. It's a natty. It's hurting a little more. One game ticket. Oh yeah, I feel it. Ooh.
It's like season.
Okay, man.
I feel
Ooh,
better
it's
now.
hurting, man. Ooh, man. Ooh, something. It still hurts. Oh, I don't think I can move it. I feel like it broke. I think I heard something snap. I think I heard something. Season tickets. Oh, you know what? I think I can walk on it. I think I can walk on it. I'm telling you, bro. Man, ain't no way you just gonna give me one game. But at the same token, got to keep in mind, if you that close to the game or that get close to the play, it's under your discretion.
Mm.
You got to know it's under your discretion. So you
So of
don't have
course,
to be there.
even in that, some of the conversations basically stated that they think that all this span from a player, Kenny Robinson, who basically had got tossed the day before for a hit that he had or a scuffle that he got into with the wide receiver. He had been tossed the day before, and so of course he was back in practice on this particular day. And he basically, the same receiver that he got into the scuffle with the day before, he caught him slipping, caught him lacking, and laid him out. What he laid him out, what presumably was a play in which the receiver might sustained a concussion. So he was
Weird.
down, obviously looking down, and so. But the problem was Kenny Robinson stood over him and
Mm-hmm.
taunted him while he was laid out, looking like a concussion, looking like. So he's like that was so that started the everything. So they think that the hit on McCaffrey was a retaliation and all
Retaliations.
that type of stuff. So now what they're looking at is Coach Matt Rule is looking at potentially uh cutting Robinson,
Wow.
basically because he's like his actions. He's like that's not what we're about. So he's like they're going to take a look at the game film. They did say that everyone say even players from New England said that the hit was a clean hit. It was a clean hit. It's just the fact of he's like you just don't when you obviously see the guy is having saying is having
Probably is right.
concussion probably concussion symptoms and he's down. You don't stand over him in taunts and all
Never.
that type of stuff. Almost like a I guess like of course he wasn't concussed or wasn't injured or anything like that, but like AI stomping over Tyronn Lue.
You said it right the first time. Stepping over.
Question to avoid injury at training camp: do they need to cut down on number of days? I don't think so. I think it's more from what is understood. Even Christian McCaffrey stated it. He's like he has never been at a joint practice during the summer camp to where there wasn't a scrum or a scuffle between the
It
teams.
happens every year. Every year amongst their own team, but amongst teammates as well as against other teams. It happens every year. Every year you're gonna find somebody, whether it's team on team or team versus team, there's gonna be a scuffle. It's never like been a season where that has not happened. It's attention is high. You ain't played in a while. You're trying to prove a point. You're trying to make it. You're trying to get a starting position because positions may not be something solidified yet. So you're gonna do whatever you got to do to try and get that starting position. So yeah, tension gets high and you make dumb mistakes. You um, make foolish moves and stuff like that. So it is what it is. It's a part of the game. I don't.
Part
I
of the
don't.
game,
I,
and that's
yeah,
what I think. That's what he was trying to say. But I think even Coach Rule was saying like, yeah. But the understanding is that it's that even though it's part of the game, is a certain way to do it, and we
oh, well,
don't
no,
do
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with him standing over the dude. No, I don't. I definitely don't agree. He should be standing over the dude if
Oh,
the
from
dude.
injuries in
Yeah,
general.
yeah. No, I mean, oh, in general. Oh no,
I
man.
think we talked about that before. Basically, it's an
Yeah.
injury's going to
But they've
happen.
already, right. When they've already cut down preseason as it is, they took a game out already.
Mhm.
So I mean, you can't cut it down too much more, bro,
Do
because
you
you
think
got
another one needs? Oh, okay. I was about to say, do another one need to be cut? Two
now
games, three
yeah, no,
games.
yeah, you taking out too much. You taking out too much. Now you really ain't getting the opportunity to see what your players are looking like. You still trying to figure out for like the Carolinas, the Pittsburgh Steelers, teams that's still trying to figure out who their starting quarterback's gonna be. You need that. You need those reps. And you can't compare reps versus your own team compared to an
A
opponent,
real action. Yeah.
a real actual opponent team. You can't compare those reps. It's different. It's totally different. Your defense ain't going. The defense see the same play, or not necessarily the same plays, but they see a lot of the same plays every day. They get used to certain people, certain receivers, certain how the quarterback throws the ball compared to a team that doesn't see the same receivers, see the same quarterback, see the same running back, offensive, defensive lineman. You need those reps. You need those reps. In my opinion, you have to be able to see what those reps consist of, so you can make the proper adjustments to start going to the season.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's funny that you say that, Bishop, talking about the reps and the starting quarterbacks. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Drew Lock was supposed to start this tonight, in which he's not able to. Has been revealed that he has contracted COVID, and so
Ooh.
he's out. So, of course, head coach Pete Carroll stated that it's unfortunate because this is a missed opportunity. So, in hearing that,
Who's the backup?
he's competing against what's his name? Black guy.
Not
His name
Teddy.
escapes. No, not Teddy. Um, he's competing against quarterback from Florida, played at Florida State. Why does his name escape me at the time? Let me see.
I think I know who you're talking about. Kind of scrawny kid.
Yeah,
Scrawny. I think I know
Um,
what you're talking about.
I just sit up and bring him up the other day. Um,
I know what you're talking about. Um, wow, that's
Geno Smith.
Dino.
Yeah, Geno. Geno.
Dino.
He's playing against. He's competing against Geno,
Okay.
in which is now is looking like.
Mm.
Geno Smith, yeah. So of course they got Jacob Eason there as well. But Geno Smith is who he's basically who's I would thought it was going to end up winning the battle would have been Drew Lock, but now they say, like I said, Pete Carroll said that's unfortunate, a missed opportunity. Is that to say that maybe Drew wasn't looking all that great and Geno was looking a little bit better?
It could be. It could be. It definitely could be. I mean, that's the same with Kirk Cousins coming back off his COVID, um, COVID sickness. He was out. He's about to return back to the team. So yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be that Pete Carroll was saying it was a close battle between the two of them. And now that there's opportunity, now that he can't play, this opens the
It's
door for Gino.
a whole
So
game in which he doesn't get it. He has no reps. In which
yeah,
they have to judge. I mean, he has. I'm very sure he have a next opportunity for the last week, but a missed opportunity. He was supposed to do the majority, get some reps in, starting reps. So,
yes,
uh,
the third stringer gonna get reps. Yeah,
yeah, Easton gets the reps, in which that could be detrimental, especially if you're looking good. And it's like, wait, hold up. Well, you're saying Easton looked pretty good. Let's give Easton some more reps, and then we give Drew Lock some reps
because
in the last game.
that's what's happening over there in Pittsburgh. Mitch Trubisky, and old boy Kenny Pickett got good looks, and then Mason Rudolph, like what I'm saying, they battling it out over there. Like I said, that yesterday Kenny Pickett got first team reps.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that might be bad for Drew.
Of course, like we was just saying, tonight's game,
Mhm.
Seattle Seahawks versus
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears. Um,
Is Justin playing?
I was
Yeah,
about to, I was about to ask you, like, what do you hope to see? I know you're kind of high on Justin. You're
yeah.
kind
We
of high
talked
on Justin a little bit.
about him yesterday. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to see what Justin's gonna bring to the table. This is what preseason game number 2, so there's only one preseason game left.
After this, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I'm hoping to get to see him play at least 2 quarters, hopefully. And we're gonna see how he looks, what he has and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a good game for him.
So, do you think do you think 2 quarters is needed for him as presumably the starter, or is it just because he's like a second year player or third, just coming off of his rookie year, and now he's like,
About Justin,
yeah, Justin.
yeah. So I think 2 quarters is more than enough because for one, you don't want him to get sick. I mean, not get sick, but you don't want him to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you don't want. So yeah, 2 quarters is definitely enough. If I'm the coach, I'm only allowing him to get on the field for 2 quarters. After that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm probably not even letting him get through the full second quarter. I'm probably gonna let him get a few drives in, depending on how often we get the ball in the second quarter. And then after that, definitely I'm putting him on the bench and letting him sit out. And we're gonna talk about his mistakes and where he can improve. But yeah, I
So,
think that's more.
are you more so susceptible to doing a drive limit, or the time limit, or the quarter, or just staying with the 2 quarters, whatever happens? Or if you get a good amount of drives in because of the defense is maybe playing good,
You
you're
know
like, you
what?
know what?
I think for me it would be his play. For me, it would be his play. No matter how many drives or how long he's in, it's about was he productive on the field when he was out there? Did he move the ball? Did he make good reads? Things of that nature. Was he productive? He could be out there for 5 drives and never make it to the second quarter. If I
Mm-hmm.
seen he had 5 drives in the first quarter, the defense did enough to where he could get 5 drives in the first quarter, and I seen he was productive, I'll sit him.
Well, if he
I'll sit
wasn't productive, though, are you
if he
still
wasn't
sitting with the
no,
deal?
No,
Or you gonna
no.
continue to let
That's
it
what I'm
go?
saying. I'm going off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going off his production. I'm going off of what he's done. If I don't like what I've seen, in 5 drives, yes, I'm still gonna keep playing. I'm gonna see if he's gonna
Okay.
get back. I'm gonna see if he's gonna get it. However, after that second quarter, I'm not putting him back in, no matter what
It's
I've
like,
seen.
yeah, we got some work
He's
to do.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. After the second quarter, he's done. I'm not putting him back in after that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so mine would definitely go off his production for me. He almost got hurt the first game, did he?
Yeah, but he said, just like Bishop said, I'm not getting dressed from one drive.
I'm not. Yeah, that's a waste. Like, I don't even understand why these coaches put these guys in pads on the first, in the first preseason game. If you're not playing them, what is the point in that? And you cannot get me to believe, because we're trying to get them used to equipment. No, that's not. I mean, I guess I could see that, but nah, that's beyond me. I don't see why you need to do that. I don't see why you need to do that. And then we do know Tom Brady will not be playing in this preseason.
Yeah,
He's out.
He won't play till the last preseason,
which is expected. I don't think you really need to see nothing from Tom.
Again, conditioning. But
you don't need to see the conditioning from Tom no more. You don't need that.
No,
not at this, not this late in the game with Tom Brady. You don't need that with Tom. You've never heard of Tom Brady coming in overweight and not being in condition. Never. So why would it be?
Because he's older. You know what? I would tell. I was like, Tom, I want you to take this hit. First game, a play we call
what?
Take this hit.
Man, if y'all don't get Trey off of his
Trey is sack. Get it out your way. You know what I'm saying? Take this hit.
Talking about in the preseason game?
Yeah, take this sack. Yeah, take this sack.
No, you would be fired.
Take this sack.
If they heard you say that, because what if for whatever reason that one sack puts Tom Brady out for the season?
But it's not expected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Find a way to take a sack. That's what I'm saying.
No, you can't find a way to take a sack.
Yes, you can. You can step in. You can step in. You can sit up and be like, okay, this person's coming.
Step in if you want to.
Get it out your system. You know what I'm saying? Get the jitters out, and then let's eat.
We just seen what happened to Jalen Hurts on the first preseason game.
What happened to him? I didn't see it.
He got busted on the sideline and got the flag was thrown. The dude clearly hit him out of bounds. It was a dirty hit. Like, no.
Was it though? Really?
Yes, it was. It was helmet. It was not only did he hit him out of bounds, he helmet to helmet hit him. Yes, it was a dirty hit. He helmet to helmet hit him too. Now look at it. Look it up. You see it in the first preseason game. And you think there's not cats out there that want to knock the hell out of Tom Brady? No, hell no. Tom, sit right here. Hey, you need a tablet? You want some water? What you need? Oh, you want a hot dog? Hey, can we get Tom a hot dog? Bro, I'm not. What? Take a hit? Are you crazy? Tom will look at you probably. Tom will be like, and you be like, Trey, walk up to Tom, talk about, hey, Tom, hey, when you go in there, right? I need you to take this hit so you can get them jitters out. Tom gonna be like, man, if y'all don't get this dude out my face, this dude actually came up to me.
I'll just be like, oh, so you're not gonna do it? Not a problem.
Not a problem. No, I'm not gonna do it. What?
Right.
No, hell no, I'm not gonna do it.
Right guard, let him in. Right guard, let him in. We got you. Okay.
I'm saying, and Tom, hey, right guard gonna go right over there to Tom. Hey, Tom, I'm gonna be honest.
This ain't my fault.
Yeah, Coach told me.
Look, I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Coach told me let him go, man. Coach told me let him go. I'm like, Tom gonna be like, oh, for real? Are you gonna do it? Well, hey, I'm trying to start, Tom. I'm trying to start, bro. I want to start.
Word for me with the coach.
I want to start, Tom. I really want to start. I know you on your last end, but I'm still being lead.
I still got some time to do.
Hell to the no, bro. Y'all, you what? Just like when he say Trey got a point. What? How did he got? Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, Anthony. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Really? There's no way. The hit's going to come. This is the thing, right? Excuse me. Tom is going to get hit. That hit is going to come. It's going to get them jitters out. But for you to sit there and tell him to take a hit, no. Because the other team, they don't know that he's just going to take a hit. They don't know that. They coming full speed at Tom. They don't know he's just gonna take a hit. Trey's not briefing the defense on the other side. Hey, hey, I want to let y'all know. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know. Hey, we told Tom to take a hit. Oh, like that's not being relayed all the way across the field. And let's Trey talk to the coach before that. But that's not being
Nah, I'm
relayed.
not finna tell that now. I'm not finna tell the coach that so he can be like, hey, like, nah, like, hey, right guard. Like, hey, you can get down with this. You can get down with this plan, or it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one way or another time. You can get down with it so you can brace, or you just gonna it's just gonna come. Like, brother, I'm just gonna let you know.
Boy, Trey on some other stuff, bro. I don't know what Trey talking about, bro. I'm not
Get
doing
it out the way. You know, say like, okay, get those
I
jury
know
out the
about the
way.
jitters. I get it. I know. I've been there. I know. You need that first hit, shake it off, get you settled into the game. I get it.
Yeah.
But no,
So,
I'm not telling them to take no
or
dive.
if I'm Tom, I'm like, go ahead, let me in. Like, oh wait,
Well,
just, you know what I'm saying, just don't let him in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need you to, so, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him to think when he clear you that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people's eyes get big. It's like, I done cleared. It's like
that's what
this
I'm saying.
adrenaline rush. Like, I need you to hold him off for a second, but let him in.
Mm-mm.
Or I step in like, I'm looking for my huckleberries. Like, okay, I'm going, this is the guy right here. This
Mm-mm.
is, okay, let him in. I don't want no blind side hits. I just want, and that's why I said it has to be the guard. It can't come off tackle. It has to be the guard.
So that
Because off tackle that already generated some, he already generated some force and some, you know, saying coming around, yeah, speed. So no, it has to be off
no,
guard.
yeah, no. I get you, Anthony. I get that, Anthony Price. When you said when I was in high school, I needed to know if my body could take that hit. I get it, but a lot of times you know that by practice. In practice, though, I know I did. I knew in practice whether or not my body could take a hit. If you got your pads on right and you got your pads situated the way they're supposed to be situated, not cocked and got spaces where you can take hits where it could hurt and where you could really feel it, you should be good. But either way, yeah, I get it. Them jitters are something that you need. You need that hit. You know what I'm saying? That's why some guys bang their head, their helmets and stuff, bring helmets and stuff like that, so they can get that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get it.
No, not with the banging helmets, because some people just don't know how to bang a helmet. You know, sustain the concussion before the game even started. Or slapping them. I be looking at it, they smacking. I was like, yo, I think that would be a whole fight.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, that'd
slapping
be a
in the
whole
face.
fight.
I done seen that too, where they be smacking each other, slapping each other in the face. I'm whoa, hey, I don't like that way. Let me do it my own way. Way you slap me, I feel like you really got a personal vendetta.
Like,
No, I don't like that.
nah, I'm good on that
I'm
part.
straight, bro. I'm good. Don't slap me like that no more. I promise to God, you do that again, I'm shooting you. Don't slap me like that no more.
Be on some what's that what was that with Damon Wayans and Bruce
Last
Willis,
Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout, when he came up with Yippee Ki like, okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah, Last Boy Scout. Yeah, nah, you ain't finna do that. Don't do that.
So right quick before we get up out here, I came across a thing where it's talking about, of course, like we said earlier, that there has been a influx in the wide receivers signing, in which with the wide receivers being signed, it has become the premium position of the NFL currently. So what I have, just to go over a couple of the number one wide receivers that are currently uh, at each NFL organization. So I just pick out a few of them to go over to talk about number ones, who was the old number one versus new number one, and which would be more effective. So of course, let's start with Dallas. Of course, the old number one, the new number one is CD Lamb.
Which I said. I've been saying that.
The old number one is Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Which do you think? Think has the edge? The old Amari Cooper when he was in Dallas, or the new CD Lamb in Dallas?
So when you say the edge, like because Amari Cooper isn't there no more, like
Yes. What do you think? Basically, who do you think? What would be the ceiling of the team with that new number one in place? Do you think that that Seattle? I mean, Dallas would be better with
with
Amari?
being the new number one?
Yeah, as opposed to when Cooper was.
So this is the thing, right? So being that CD Lamb is the new number one, the fact of the matter, kind of hard to say because Dallas has a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position. Michael Gallup, old boy is out. The other wide receiver they got is out too. So they have a lot of. So right now they have no they could double team
CD.
CD. They could double team CD. The only other person that Dak has to throw to is Schultz, the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if CD is gonna be able to put up numbers like that while while Gallup and all them are out. So it would probably be safe to say that no, it would probably be
Amari Cooper was a better. Okay. Kansas City, new number one, Juju Smith-Schuster versus the old number
Is he
one.
the new number one over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. He's the new number one.
Ooh. I thought it would be
versus Tyreek Hill, the old number one.
well, you already know it's Tyreek. That's without question. Juju wasn't even doing nothing over in Pittsburgh. That's why he was moved out. So yeah, it's definitely Tyreek.
Old number one, Jalen Waddle in Miami. New number one, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill still.
Where's y'all Eagles at? Ari, even though I think Ari know what that is. Let's see, y'all. Where does it go?
The old number one would be for the Eagles would be
Devontae.
Devontae, and the new was of course AJ Brown.
Let's see. I think that's what it is. Let's see. Yeah, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, old number one, new number one, Tyreek, AJ Brown.
Yeah,
you think it is? Or do you think the rapport with that Smith and Jalen was able to get last year still is prevalent?
Supersedes him and AJ. I don't think so because AJ again is a veteran. He's been in longer than Devontae, so therefore I feel like that's gonna make Jalen Hurts a little more confident as well as relaxed because he's got more of a not taking anything away from Devontae, but because who AJ Brown is, you gotta really rely on AJ. But yeah, so I would say AJ.
Yeah. Of course, and last one, which is a doozy in my opinion, Jacksonville Jaguars, Christian Kirk, the new number one.
Mm-hmm.
The old number one is Marvin Jones Jr., who is still with the organization, but presumably is the number 3 receiver now.
Ooh, he went from the 1 to the 3.
That's wild.
Good God.
Yeah. They said Zay Jones. They said Christian Kirk is the 1, Zay Jones is the 2, and then now Marvin Jones is the 3.
Ooh. But Christian Kirk was beasting out there, and he came from Arizona, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
He left Arizona. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I would I would have to go with Christian Kirk, bro. I would have to go with Christian Kirk.
And they even talked about Green Bay. Alan Lazard, presumably the number 1, but he's doing battle with Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, but the old number 1 was Devontae Adams. You got to go with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, clearly, of course. Yeah. And then even Devontae Adams, now Hunter Renfrow and Darren Water were the number 1s last year. But, of course, Devontae Adams is there now. But then
he's like Tyreek. He's still the number 1.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you put all that together, put that in an act that is like, yo, their number 1s are still in the building, or whoever was number 1. So when you add, like you say, a Tyreek Hill in the Waddle situation, or the Waller and Renfro situation, and now you add Devontae, it's like it sounds like it's going to be some good football on paper. Like you said, everything on paper, it sounds like it's going to be a lit season.
It is.
So like I said, tonight, be sure to catch that game.
Let's go. We got more football, baby. We got a little over a week.
7:00 East Central Standard Time. Chicago Bears, Seattle Seahawks. We'll cover it tomorrow and go over, of course, tomorrow's games. The Panthers will face off against the Patriots. The Saints are at Green Bay, and the Texans are at the Rams. So we'll go a little over that tomorrow. And just cover whatever else comes up. We never know it seems to be every day there's something new that comes out to have a conversation about. And we'll be here for it, of course, tomorrow. Hopefully Ron will be in the building. Hey, like I said, Still got, if you're looking for the link to get into, we still got some slots for that first annual uh fantasy
First
football, first
annual
formation
first.
fantasy football.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
See who can get the strap. You know, what I'm saying first in the year, get that strap, uh, and going from there. Of course, in additionally, get into the first formation pick 10. You pick
Mm,
against myself, Bishop, Ron, and all those others that get into it. Don't
that's true.
necessarily need to have the skill. Every dog gets lucky every once in a while. So maybe you can get lucky for 17 weeks. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But only way we will know is you need to enter into it. You can catch that link on the first formation page pinned to the top. Uh, so you can sign up and be in. So that way, when those games start dropping, you can get to picking. Uh,
That's
Appreciate
all.
y'all being here. Uh, it's been a whole vibe. We look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Any last words before we out of here, Bishop?
No, man. Thank y'all so much again. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in to First Formation Monday through Friday, 0900 to 1100 hours. And for you civilian personnel, that's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to check us out tomorrow because we will be covering the game between the Chicago Bears and the uh
Seattle Seahawks.
yeah, Seahawks. Well, I don't know why I had a brain freeze that quick. We just talked about it, but yeah, that game we will talk about it tomorrow. See if Justin do his thing, and if Justin Justin Fields does his thing, and what's his name from Seattle,
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. All right, that's all I got, man. Y'all be easy.
Peace.
Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We'll holler back at y'all.